Nobody in this video knows that in 10 days there will be another drowning directly behind them. This is a memorial service for the 24 lives lost at Georgiaville Pond, dating back to the 1870s.
They're yelling at me, get going, this is raining out.
Under this tent are members of the Smithfield Town Council, people helping with the memorial service, and where this story starts, with Patrick P.J. Taylor.
Patrick Taylor wants to make sure they're not forgotten.
Sophia Szabo has the story.
Georgiaville Beach is a Smithfield staple. Everyone in town knows that this is the place to go for a swim in the summer. But many people forget the dangers that lie in these waters. That's why Patrick Taylor wants to make a permanent reminder. Patrick Taylor says his childhood revolved around this pond, and back in the 70s, he lost friends in the water.
It gets me worked up when I start talking about that.
Now it's his personal mission to remember them and prevent the same thing from happening to others.
And if we can keep one person from drowning, all this time and money will be worth it.
Taylor was able to build this memorial through fundraising and donations. The community is standing behind him. State Senator David Takoyan has supported the project since the beginning.
PJ is very humble, but it's really him that was the motivator behind all of this, and we're so proud of him.
I'll be doing it for the rest of my life, and just hope we never have to add any more bricks. And that's the whole idea, is to make awareness and not add any more bricks, and we'll be good.
There were two things I noticed about researching P.J. Taylor. Number one, it seems that he lost friends to drownings in the pond. And number two, that he may get worked up talking about it. I couldn't help but speculate this may be the reason he is so motivated to honor the names on the memorial. The first time I ever spoke with PJ was him sending me a message asking to use my video on his Georgiaville Beach Memorial Facebook page. After realizing who he was, I invited him and his group to one of my Smithfield Citizens Town Meetings podcast to discuss the memorial project. Before the live stream, I did my research to see what I've missed in recent years. I discovered that PJ was able to get the town's approval to erect a memorial with the help of Recreation Department's Robert Kane and then Senator Stephen Archambault. Then with the help of unofficial town mayor Dennis Woizard and Robert Pezza, owner of Material Sand and Stone, they were able to procure a large boulder that would be the base for the plaque. And with the help of many other kind-hearted individuals, the memorial was completed. For the first time in history, the lives lost here at Georgiaville Pond were finally represented. So in the spring, I hosted a podcast with PJ and his team of volunteers that call themselves Georgiaville Pond Grassroots Advocacy Group. I was introduced to Reverend David Butera, who speaks at the memorial service, PJ's wife, Elaine, who researches the cause of the drownings, Sandra, the Smithfield historian who found the names of all the drowning victims, PJ himself, who started and organized the project, and our state senator, David Takoyan, who brought attention to the project and helped get the memorial approved by the town. These drownings, what happens? They're swimming out to an island and there's a cold spring? Elaine explained that the speculated reason for the frequent drownings at Georgiaville is that young men attempt to swim to an island visible from the beach, hit a cold spring, and lose their ability to swim from the shock of the cold water.
And within 3 minutes, your body could be stiff.
Reverend Dave and historian Sandra explained their theory as to why all but one of the victims was male.
And you know, at that age, they don't make good choices. We all know that teenage boys, that's when they die the most because of their choices.
But they spend hours out there on the swing in the hot sun, no water. They're alone out there and they're just having fun, a bunch of guys. Right now, they jump back in the water. They've had all day there, 6 hours in the hot sun. Now they begin to swim back.
PJ's a very, very humble person. He doesn't like to take credit, but he really doesn't. But if it wasn't for this gentleman and his wife, this would not have occurred. And thank you for bringing it to the forefront to put it on the podcast.
After Senator Takoyan's kind words, we advertised the upcoming memorial service and wrapped up the video. I was now friends with some great folks and asked if I would be of any help collecting data at the pond.
Today's agenda is to get an accurate measurement from the beach to the island, so somebody will have an idea besides just guessing.
Okay.
We'll have facts.
So I brought the Channel Zero kayak. I'll hop in that. I'll take the tape measure over to the island. You stay on the mainland and we'll get our accurate measurement. Thanks. All right. So
hook it onto you.
if that gets caught on something, I'll be pulled right out of here. Yeah, I really don't want to go for a swim today.
All right, have fun.
That's working, dude. Not even in the water.
There we go. It's working.
You can get to the tree, you can pull it tight and get a more accurate measurement.
Okay, let me grab onto something on land, all right? Hold on.
304.
It says 304 feet. That's the max length.
304 feet. Now we know.
We still need to detect if there's any cold springs in this pond.
We need facts,
Yes.
not estimates. If we never have to add another brick to the memorial, and all the time and money and everything would be worth it. You can't put a price on another kid's life.
I couldn't agree with you more. Let's give the camera a big thumbs up.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much for today. More news coming.
Fortunately, I made it back. A young man, a friend of mine, who I grew up with, was in front of me. This type of rebellion that we have in our hearts, this sinful nature that we have in our hearts, to go against authority throughout the week. Begin to think maybe.
On behalf of the council, let us know if there's anything we can do as well to help you. And thank you very much.
And it's nice to have the town council up on the
Thank you for inviting us. We appreciate it.
And I will just add, we're going to be honoring PJ and another man that you've been working with at the town council meeting in July. So if anyone wants to attend that, it's just to recognize the work that PJ's done and all of you have done really to make this possible and to honor the people that have perished, as the Reverend said. So we'll be honoring you at that meeting. I know you don't like attention, PJ, but you will have to be honored regardless.
That's the part I hate. But yeah, if we can make awareness to all these kids, I think that's the whole purpose. We don't have to add another brick and make my week. I guess that's all for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're at Georgiaville Pond in Esmond, Rhode Island. And we're making an awareness today for the young people who have perished swimming out to the island at this pond.
We've got a lot of really good people in this community, and I ended up donating a very large piece of granite to Patrick that he's going to be using to create a memorial, and it saved him enough money that he did not have to do a fundraiser, and it's going to save him several $100s, which is basically like one of the things that we're doing here today and what he's been doing with his beautiful memorial here and his brickwork. So, like I said, it takes a village. We're all here to help each other. This is an amazing community. The love here is so strong. The support here is so strong. So I don't care rain or shine. I'm here for my friends and my family in this town.
To tell you, we're at Georgiaville Beach. We're just finishing up with memorial, remembering the 24 names that are on the list, and we'll try to make awareness so we don't have to add no more names to this. We got the fire department involved with us. We got a URI involved with us. We got a few other people helping us. And I think this year we're gonna come up with an answer why these people, 19 people drowned in front of the island. We need to figure this out.
When PJ says he hopes to never add another brick to the memorial, this is what he means. Engraved bricks with the victims' names on it. And exactly 10 days later, on a hot and humid Tuesday evening, his worst fear came true. In the afternoon, I responded to a drowning at Lincoln Woods. It wasn't even the peak of summer, and I had already reported our first water-related death in the area. As soon as I got back to upload the video, a message came in. potential drowning in Smithfield unknown location. I messaged PJ, who lives next to Georgiaville Pond, to take a look outside. Because it was still an active investigation, we had to stay out of the parking lot while they were conducting business. News crews, neighbors, town officials, and PJ gathered at the entrance of the pond awaiting for the official word on what happened.
Roughly around 9 o'clock, we received a phone call from the Smithfield Police Department requesting services to assist in some type of search at the beach. At that point, we deployed our dive team, which was already tied up in an incident in Lincoln. Those resources were quickly diverted back here to town. Divers were put into the water, and approximately about 20 minutes after that, a 31-year-old male was found approximately about 25 feet offshore and about 40 feet of water, unconscious and unresponsive.
Were they with a group? Was he alone?
He was with a large group of friends. They were just spending the day on the beach due to the hot weather. And then at some point in time, they realized he was missing, and that's when they made the notification to the police department.
What message do you have to the public? You know, this is the second body recovered in the water today.
Yeah, well, here, especially at Georgiaville Beach, the lifeguards are not on duty as of yet. There's plenty of postings that the beach was closed and they shouldn't be on the beach. So first of all, if there's no lifeguards, you shouldn't be entering the water, first of all.
Breaking overnight, the bodies of two missing swimmers found within hours of each other. One person was pulled from the water at Lincoln Woods, the other at Georgiaville Pond in Smithfield.
Yeah, Mario, Allison, good morning. First responders here in Smithfield say they pulled the body of a 31-year-old man out of this water behind me around 9:30 last night. We're told the man was with a group of friends and had been missing for quite some time before the 911 call was made. Neighbors around Georgiaville Pond here say dozens of people have drowned here.
Just had a memorial festival only a couple weeks ago for people who drowned that tried to swim to the island back and forth. I think there's something like around 20 people over the last 100 years that have drowned.
Here is that memorial you just heard about set up here at Georgiaville Pond.
Say the man who died is identified as a 31-year-old Providence man, Timmy Mouch. Police had been called to Georgiaville Pond about 9 o'clock Tuesday night to search for a man missing in the water.
Reality hits hard. We just experienced the 25th drowning at Georgiaville Pond, the exact thing we were trying to prevent. When Timmy's grieving family learned about PJ and his efforts to stop these tragedies at the pond, they decided to visit the location and meet Patrick Taylor.
And unfortunately, we have to do this. That's the sad part, but a lot of time, a lot of work, you know, but it's something I enjoy doing. I have no problem with that.
Drowning becomes like, that's a skill.
I am Timmy's oldest sister. I'm from North Carolina. One of the reasons I'm here, of course, is for Timmy's funeral. But it's not just that. It's about raising awareness in this community and especially this pond. I never knew anything about it until I found out all the tragedy that happened in the past, the life that was taken. I'm trying to get involved so that way we can spread the word of the dangers of this pond. That it may be beautiful, it may be clean, it looks peaceful, but it's really not. It can take in your life at any minute, pretty much. My brother was here with friends. 1 minute he was there playing football catch, and then next he's gone. And there were many people here that evening, I was told, but no one knew what happened to him. And that's just how short life can be. You can be taken anytime in a place like this. But this place is known for accident of drowning, and especially men. And it needs to be exposed. We need to find the reason why this keeps happening. Timmy, my younger brother, he really is a kind, genuine soul. He's the type of person who would do anything for a stranger. Timmy loves football. He loves to cook. You know, his passion is his families and friends. It's hard to get a no out of Timmy. That's the type of person he is.
So my name is Corey. I'm the younger brother of Timmy Mooch. He recently had passed away Tuesday night. And just to speak a little bit about him, he's just a real humble, fun-loving guy. You know, he's real family-oriented, and then, you know, he loves to smile. He just likes to have fun. You know what I mean? Real easygoing guy.
Timmy, Mom, I'm so sad. I have the look a lot. I have hurt a lot. I don't know what to say.
I will never forget this day at the pond. We were confronted with the tragedy it can cause to friends and families. We need to solve the puzzle of Georgiaville Pond. After that day, PJ kicked the memorial project into overdrive. PJ is acting as the mascot organizer of the project. His existing team consists of Sandra the historian, Mr. Butera the reverend, Elaine the researcher, and Senator Takoyan. After asking for help from the community, we teamed up with Toby the angler, Dave the drone pilot, Ryan McNeilis the diver, Corey Major the cold spring tester. When we find a cold spring, Corey has agreed to swim into its freezing water to test its ability to affect a swimmer. Robert Kane, Smithfield Recreation Department, Nick and B-Dog for the news to put this documentary together.
Representatives of Georgiaville Beach Memorial gathered on the beach in Smithfield today to conduct testing for cold springs. Advocates say they believe it may be contributing to the various drownings that have happened there. Today, they brought kayaks and thermal cameras to search for answers.
Using my thermal camera originally intended for ghost hunting, I scanned the pond for signs of a cold spring.
Well, I got about an 8-degree difference here. It's going from the high 60s to the low 70s.
Nick Bell joined us with an improvised depth-finding device, using tape measure and a rock.
I had 15 feet on that first reading, and now I came out further. I'm at 11 feet.
It's a little colder near the fountain, but only by a few degrees.
The data we gathered with the thermal camera and measuring tape was not conclusive, so we brought in the big guns. Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't see the controller in your arm.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm getting better color on this one. And I got that whole shore. You can see there's a clear and distinct drop-off point. I'm flying a few feet off the water right now.
So I think you said 10'4"?
12'4", sorry.
All right, you're good, 12'4". Yeah, he said 12'4" right there. He said that's the shelf where it drops off at a 45-degree angle, right over there.
The shelf starts at 14'4", and then I'm moving 3 feet forward, and now I'm at 18 feet.
10'4", I'll repeat that to PJ.
Now, if I remember correct, that's where a few of the people drowned, right where he is now, in that area.
That's the channel. The lighter spots are the hills going up. And that channel where my boat is in 18'3".
Hey, but this looks like just the Matrix to us. What's all this green stuff?
The lighter green is where the hills come up.
Oh.
And the darker green is that bottom of that channel.
Yeah, I know it's not.
Yeah, the braided line will float.
he drowning? What's going on?
He's fine.
And this is why people have trouble and drown in the middle, because see how tough it is getting across?
All you do is point it forward, it's recording. So it says it's waterproof, so yeah.
Stay here, I'll go to the beach.
I will say that the island seems farther than it is. Like once you're out there and you're going towards it, it's farther. Like it looks like it's right there. Like even when you're just like in, a few feet of water over here and standing out here, it looks really close. Yeah, I was dressed as like a regular swimmer.
Just like this?
Yeah. So like basically what someone that was swimming would be wearing. And so basically as bare bones as it would be as if you were coming here to swim. And then just with a little bit of scuba gear to go down and see how it would be firsthand.
Approximately at 8 feet, 10 feet, depending on the spot that you're at, there's a thermocline where the surface temperature drops off significantly. The lowest reading that I saw on the computer today was 57 degrees. That was probably at 11 feet of depth.
It's warm, and then within a few seconds, it's really cold immediately. And then, kind of like it's a little bit of a surprise.
So the biggest things that I think are contributing to a public safety hazard is the steep drop-off. Where you have this rope line on the beach, anything further than about 8 feet beyond that rope line, 12 feet tops, it goes right to 6 to 8 feet and 8 to 14 feet.
Yeah, it's like a
very
giant
quickly.
hill. Yeah.
So you're on the edge of a hill there. So there's many factors why there's a public safety hazard here. There's no one cause. It's not like you're going to go out and find the Loch Ness Monster and that's what's causing the drownings. No one factor does this. So multiple factors. The most common one is going to be people overestimating their swimming ability. If you've only had experience swimming in an above ground swimming pool at 4 feet of depth and you think you can swim, but you've never swam distances or at depth, then you're not really certified to be swimming beyond that rope line. Alcohol is obviously going to be a problem. Substance abuse issues are going to be a problem. Poor decision making is going to be a problem. The cold water is a factor, but by the time the cold water is hitting an panicked swimmer, it's probably already too late. The coldest is probably the last nail in the coffin, not the first. But it's still a factor. Currents would be a factor. If you caught in a current, maybe that dragged you out too far beyond your ability. But basically, it's poor decision making, overestimating your ability, and alcohol.
What is your prediction? Why are we having drownings in this pond? What's like the underlying factor here?
It's a very difficult question. I mean, it's a combination of things that we've seen. You're coming in here. Most of the drownings, from what I understand, were late in the day or at night when there's no supervision around. When flying my drones, the interesting is I was able to identify some spots where there was some severe drop-offs. It could be a combination of people just not knowing how to swim well enough, biting off a bit more than they can chew. And if you combine that with drugs or alcohol, then that's a real big problem over here.
What are you thinking, Toby? Like, so you've been to the pond many times. You've been fishing here forever. Yeah. What is the geography like of the pond? And do you have any predictions to why we're experiencing drownings here?
The geography of the pond is simple. This back cove here is the deepest spot in the lake. And yes, like he said, there are drop-offs. Those drop-offs actually hold a lot of my fish, so I know them very, very well. As far as the temperature change, it is always going to have a thermocline in that deeper water. My opinion is a bit different than everyone else's. I don't know if it's because I spend so much time on the water and I know the reactions. that degree of change is not going to affect you.
So Timmy Mooch was June 24th at around 7 p.m. The drowning, he went missing, and then 9:15 I got the call.
There's a sign right here behind us.
Yeah.
It says no swimming with no lifeguard on duty. All swimming is prohibited. So why was he in the water?
He was in the water probably because he got off of work at, I think, 5 on that Saturday.
No
and
lifeguard was on duty.
Yeah, there was no lifeguard on duty. Yeah.
They'll make you pay to park, but they won't enforce the rest of the rules.
And it is controversial if a police officer should be doing a patrol here, it's getting everybody to scoot out.
Right.
You know, it's controversial.
That's why I say the problem's on us, not on them.
When you say us, you mean us as swimmers and
Us as
citizens
the
that go?
general public.
Yeah.
You were here the other day with me when I walked up to a gentleman that was drinking in the pond while after hours when there was no lifeguard on duty. And I told him the rules and what happened. He poured out that alcohol. All we got to do is enforce the rules.
I think that you'll save a life by doing that.
You probably will.
I think you'll piss off.
Guarantee you will.
I think-
I don't care who you piss off.
And if it's one life, Toby, then it's
How
worth it.
many times do you drive down the highway and you're mad because you're doing 65 and you want to do 80?
Right.
I get mad, yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do. But we follow the rules.
Yep.
Because if we don't, there's consequences. When these people don't follow the rules, there is no consequence. So of course they're going to keep breaking them. That's my biggest argument, and that's the only reason I'm here.
If you remember at the beginning of the video, PJ was due to receive recognition from the town for his efforts at Georgiaville Pond.
And I will just add, we're going to be honoring PJ and another man that you've been working with at the town council meeting in July. So if anyone...
So we highlighted what we could all agree on were major factors that contribute to drownings here, so we could present the town council with some information.
Hey, Patrick. We're first on the list, so we should have a good night.
All right.
And this is the beginning.
Do you care about this piece of paper, or is it more about awareness? What do you think?
It's more about the reason that we're doing it. It has nothing to do with me. I give two shits about this paper.
You don't care about the fame or the recognition? No?
I don't need that.
All right.
There's no reason for that. But this is what they want to do.
I got you.
Make them happy. Because it's not just me, it's a group. And I've always said that.
Recognition to Patrick P.J. Taylor, Elaine Taylor, Jerry Bell, Sandra Achille, and the Georgiaville Beach Memorial. Will you please come to the podium?
We wanted to give your group citations, and it reads like this. Smithfield Town Council and the Town of Smithfield, Rhode Island wish to extend their heartfelt recognition to Patrick P.J. Taylor for his dedication and organization of hosting an annual Georgiaville Beach Memorial in honor of the memory of the people who have lost their lives in the Georgiaville Pond. So on behalf of the council, I want to thank you for all the work that you've done over there. It looks beautiful. And keep on going.
I will.
Keep on going. So congratulations.
Do we have time to tell you a little bit about what we found?
Well, yeah, of course, PJ.
He knows more about it a little bit. Just give you a quick read.
Yeah, but also, PJ, before we go any further, I mean, it's not just about the beach memorial. I mean, PJ, he shows up to a lot of things. He's a can-do. He's got the can-do attitude. Sometimes he just says, all right, it's got to be done. He just shows up and he gets it done. An example would be at the Smith Appleby house. Someone had dumped some trash and everything. PJ just drove over in his car, threw it in his back seat and got rid of it. I mean, that's can-do. Thanks, PJ.
I say that jokingly, but I'm actually kind of serious. It's not going to be Cold Springs. It's not going to be alcohol. It's going to be a combination of all those things.
Thank you.
Not so fast.
How does it feel, the recognition and how far it's
As long as they recognize the Georgiaville Beach Memorial,
Yeah.
That's more than anything. I care less about me.
I'm happy about how much viewership.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah, I'm happy about how much viewership your page has been getting. Well, it's like 100,000 or something. Remember?
52,000 tonight.
So that's. Emergency vehicles once again flooded the parking lot of the pond. We all feared the worst. But it turned out to just be a small fire somebody started on the island.
Just about done.
What's up, PJ?
Good, how you doing?
All right, so thank God nobody died, right?
Somebody texted me, the fireboat just went in the beach. I'm like, what the f***? I ran out without my tablet. I see another boat going and I'm like, f***. By the time I got here, then oh no, it's a fire. I could smell the fire when I come out of the building, but I didn't put it together.
So besides the false alarm from kids starting a fire on the island, the rest of the 2025 summer season went by without any more loss of life at Georgiaville. The last piece of research the group put together was an in-depth look at the last 4 drownings and how they happened using police reports from the incidents. A brief overview of the record shows that the first recorded drowning dates back to 1886. There is only one female victim, a 12-year-old Scottish immigrant, Karina Watt. All the rest are male. There is a high concentration of 6 drownings in the 70s. All the last names are European besides the last 4, with Vicha and Timmy being Cambodian, Augustin Kabura being born in Burundi, and Christian Araujo listed as Hispanic. 3 of them lived in Providence, and 1, Araujo, lived in Pawtucket. The average age on this chart is 17.7 years old. First, let's review the case of Vicha von Pradke in 1998. 7 people broke into 2 groups to swim to the island. The first group makes it safely. Some people were using items to help aid their swim to the island, including Vicha, who was part of the second group. He had a log to assist him. His sister states he is not a strong swimmer. En route, one swimmer experiences a leg cramp and struggles to stay afloat. Vicha, being the closest to him, pushes him the log to save him, and Vicha tries to finish the swim to the island. Shortly after, Vicha starts to struggle and drown. One boy from the first group jumps in from the island and tries to save him, but is pulled under and has to abandon his rescue to save his own life. Shortly after, they call for help, and emergency crews were unable to revive him. In the case of Augustin Kabura in 2015, the afternoon of September 5th, a group of 4 young men smoke a hookah at Georgiaville Beach. Augustin asks his friends to go with him to use a rope swing that he spots on the island. The only other person who knows how to swim goes along with him. Augustin leads the way. There was no lifeguard on duty at this time. Halfway to the island, he stops and asks his friend for help, saying, "Junior, help me, I can't swim." He manages to slowly get Augustin 5 or 6 feet from the shore on the left side of the beach before he had to let go of Augustin because he was starting to drown himself. The 2 friends watching from shore did not know how to swim and said they couldn't help because they realized the shore had a quick drop-off and it was slippery. They called for help from people on the beach, and a man eventually found Augustin with the help of goggles, stating, "Between 5 to 10 feet from shore, but there is a drop-off and it was deep." Once on shore, a female administered CPR until emergency crews showed up. Augustin Kabura was pronounced dead at Fatima Hospital.
Smithfield police released the name of Georgiaville Pond drowning victim over Labor Day weekend. He's Augustin Kabura.
On Tuesday, June 13th at 6:45 p.m., 3 people arrive at Georgiaville Beach: a young man, Christian Araujo, and Christian's girlfriend. They smoke hookah while at the beach, and Christian has a wine cooler, but did not seem intoxicated. Christian proposes swimming to the island, and his friend agrees to join him, tailing slightly behind. On the way there, his friend begins to struggle. almost drowns and stops to float and take a break. Christian is still swimming. After the short break, his friend tries to catch up again, and Christian states he could not swim anymore. His friend advised him to stop and float or continue to the island. Christian heads back to shore, and his friend barely makes it to the island. Christian's girlfriend watches him attempt to swim back, but he just stops swimming and goes under. When his friend turns around and there's no sign of Christian, he yells to call 911. A police officer is in the parking lot responding to a noise complaint when he is approached by a man from the beach alerting him about the potential drowning. The officer speaks to Christian's girlfriend and calls for the fire department. During this time, a jet ski and canoe in the area look for Christian but are unable to find him. The fire department returns his friend back to shore, and at 9:45 p.m., they find Christian's body.
Breaking news out of Smithfield, where crews have pulled the body of a missing swimmer out of the Georgiaville Pond. Now, they spend much of the evening searching for that swimmer.
A group of friends were swimming in the pond, and one of them tried to swim from the island back to the mainland and got tired and went under. The group was swimming in a restricted area that was about 15 to 20 feet deep. Now, swimming is allowed at the beach area, but right now no lifeguards are on duty, and tonight a message from fire officials.
The lay of the land going down into the water, and then once you get in the water, it drops off really quick there. So the town tries to keep people in the beach area.
Officials now releasing the identity of the man who died.
Christian Arujo, only 19 years old. He was swimming in a part of the lake that's off limits, and he didn't make it back to shore.
Before the sun set Tuesday, a group of friends tried to swim out to the island in Georgiaville Pond. One of them didn't make it back. Smithfield police say 19-year-old Christian Arujo of Pawtucket was last seen trying to make it back and then went under. The other swimmers found an officer, and the search immediately began. After a few hours, the medical examiner's office arrived. Smithfield authorities recovered Arujo's body. His family was clearly devastated. The beach at Georgiaville Pond doesn't open for another week when it'll have lifeguards, but the area Arujo was swimming in is posted with multiple no swimming signs. The water is deep there, 20 feet. The deputy fire chief told us Wednesday the swim to the island tempts many, but it's longer than people think, and there's no places to stop and rest. Plus, he said the water is filled with cold springs that affect a body on a hot day like Tuesday. In fact, less than 2 years ago, we reported when CCRI student Augustin Cabrera drowned in the same area of the lake.
The last animation I am making for this documentary is a very special one. It is the reason the memorial project was started. From 1979, the three people involved are David Woizard, David Valeriana, and Patrick Taylor. The three boys spent some time on the island and were ready to swim back to the land on the west side of the pond. The distance here was significantly shorter, about half as long as the side with the beach. Shortly into the swim, Valeriana stops swimming and goes under. The other two boys make it to land. David Woizard runs to the fire station to alert them of what happened, and Patrick stays on the shore. The fire department pulls David Valeriana's body from the water. That incident in 1979 is the reason why the memorial project was started. Hopefully, something that happened over 40 years ago can save somebody's life today. Like most things in life, there is no correct answer. The reasons for these drownings are a gray area, but they have many overlapping factors. The distance to the island seems shorter than 304 feet due to the tall pine trees increasing its size. The geography of the pond makes it so swimmers cannot reach the ground until they have completely crossed the gap between the beach and the island. Poor decision making. Most people who drown are not strong swimmers and do not have swimming experience in an open body of water. Drugs and alcohol. In the recent cases, these factors were mentioned in the police reports by witnesses or confiscated by police. The memorial project is never truly complete. The addition of a flagpole and more signage warning about the swim to the island are expected for the 2026 season. We are just regular people who took it upon ourselves to look out for the well-being of others. To join the memorial project, there are just 2 requirements. You must be willing to spread awareness of the dangers at Georgiaville Pond, and you must be willing to share a smile with Patrick P.J. Taylor.